So, welcome to Kanna Live. And let's see here. Okay, I think the music is playing. Well, there we go. There we go. There's congratulations to Dorota. Let's start there. Do some recognition for achieving the rank of director. A very significant rank, and I will tell you why. This is something that is the first step in the compensation plan. And we have promos starting today, or we're announcing them today, that I'm sure will help a lot of people go director or go back to director or above, reclaim their ranks, get the rank bonus, and more. So there's a whole lot to come, and I'm gonna stop sharing here because we've got a great little group list of speakers joining today. Very unique gathering. Because we have two of the original Crown ambassadors sharing something. One of them is driving somewhere and will be joining us in about 15 minutes. And we have Dr. Peter Verdegem with special kind of content about which I think is very interesting to a lot of our brand ambassadors because so many of the people we meet and talk to, they are either in need of or they are professionally working in the field of, let's say, professional healthcare management. So the products bring a lot of people in because of a need. And sometimes also we have very active either brand ambassadors or people who are product users and like what we do, and they recommend our products onwards to others who are in one way or another professional in the health area, either in the traditional medical profession or what we call alternative methods sometimes. Maybe that's gonna shift at some point, so we're gonna get more mainstream out of the alternative. But here we are, and there are very good reasons for it, and we'll be talking about a little bit about what is the match, why is Kannaway a good fit for somebody who is in the professional healthcare, especially because there are so many products coming and going on the market. It's kind of speeding up, isn't it? If you look at supplements, there's always something that's trendy. With social media, it's going even faster. There's viral supplements that come and become super popular for a while, and then it's something else. So it would be interesting to see some sales statistics for some of these things, and even certain foods, superfoods, suddenly sell out because everybody has to do matcha, or everybody needs to go and buy some blueberries or whatever it might be. And that's all well and good. There's a lot of important nutrients and so forth, but obviously we all have an endocannabinoid system, so that tells us something about how the longevity of what we have to offer is quite unique. So we're here for the long term. We're here to put hemp in every home and change people's lives. So what we wanted to do now, we have just entered the year of the fire horse. We talked about it a little bit already. Symbolically, it's significant because we're leaving kind of a different energy behind and moving into momentum, passion and energy and forward movement. So we thought, why not create a couple of promos that fit into that kind of same, let's say, energy, same sentiment. So you have Valerie in the US, something really cool going on. You got some new promos going on there. You also have an event coming up in March. We're announcing our promos tonight, and we have an event coming up in April. So we're kind of moving in similar directions here in the US and Europe. So we'll have Jeff Lessard joining us in about 10 minutes. Hopefully he's driving and kind enough to join us. The two of you have both hit our highest rank in the compensation plan, and we are very much looking forward to working with you guys and everybody who's here to rebuild this company to the top, where many more of you will be on those ranks, new Crown ambassadors. It's going to be a great day. I look forward to it so much. So by being a founding member, Valerie, you've been here from the very beginning. We are going into a new year now, both 2026 and now it's the year of the fire horse. What do you see moving forward, and what are you kind of expecting and looking forward towards?
Well, thank you so much for having me. You know, I'm starting my 11th year with Kannaway as a founding member. We got on, we sat in that boardroom, learned about cannabinoids from Dr. Titus, and said, wow. And at that time, nobody even knew what CBD was. You couldn't even Google it. So we think about how far we've come, but how much more we need to go, because as laws are changing, as people taking their health more serious as we come into this new age. I mean, the last 10 years has been an incredible journey. And yes, as a company, we led the way, and that propelled all of us that were really in it to kind of win it. When I say that, it's because we saw how lives were changing so much when people got on our products, right? Because people didn't know about this really that much at that point. Now, what we're finding 10 years later is it really matters from a scientific point of view. Like there's more data, there's more knowledge. People are becoming more knowledgeable, saying, no, a gas station CBD doesn't work. Like we know that quality matters, purity matters. We know that it works if you give your body what it needs to help itself. So we're coming into this other phase now. And I just I'm super excited about this year and all of us coming together with your leadership, Peter's leadership, Marielle and Peter Dale, like just the company coming together. And whether we're on this side of the pond or on the other side of the pond or in Japan, we've got Japan, United States, all of Europe. Um, the direction and the message is the same. It's hemp in every home. It's hemp for humanity. We have a big shoe to fill. We totally have an obligation. And I'm inspired every day by the results that people get. So that's the whole point, is that now more than ever, with the energy of the fire horse, we need to kind of propel our businesses and our company and our product line and the science as a result of that. Because when people say, oh, no, you can't take this away from me, like that will never happen again, what happened back in the 30s. I should probably say never, because we see a lot of strange things happening. But that's why the collective community of what we're doing here at Kannaway around the globe, all around the globe, matters. And we must never take that for granted. So whether I'm here, like in the United States, we're moving forward. This is it. There's no other way. So we declared an event. It's coming up in March in Carefree, Arizona. And that will set the tone for another 2 or 3 more meetings, depending on the rhythm of the business and how different areas start to grow, in conjunction with and falling in the same rhythm as Europe. Japan just finished their big event. So it's so cool that February there was Japan, March there's the States, and now April we have an amazing event that you'll talk about in Europe. And then of course the hemp farm visit, and then the cycle will continue every 90 days. That 90-day push, if you will, the 90-day rhythm of the business absolutely matters. And so without a plan, nothing's really going to happen. So I really appreciate what you're doing, Yanni, with the corporate team and both the United States, Japan, and Europe, so that we all kind of move in the direction of helping humanity in the best possible way and allowing all of us to build our businesses. Because the bigger we get, that means more people are being helped. The more people that have extra income coming into their household, or maybe a new career, that helps the message, because we need the boots on the ground, right? So I'm super excited. Andre, I mean, we're just loving every minute of it, including the different challenges, because through the challenges we grow, right? That's it, forward motion. And so this year is going to be special. So much so. So I can't wait for you to share with everybody. But anything else you want me to add?
Yeah, totally. You said so many good things there. And about the data and knowledge being available, it's incredible. Like there's so much content we could share if we just there's the bandwidth, but also to find the people. We need to get the people in to get the message. So that's one of the jobs we all have. And as a brand ambassador, basically your role is to create a listener, find somebody who will take a moment to look at something, to listen to something, and discover something that they might not have a clue about. Maybe they've heard about cannabinoids and so forth, and they know something about the endocannabinoid system, but the real importance of it and the profound impact it will have. That's it. That's the job.
And the other thing is, like, even though we have these awesome events coming up that the company helps us run, that does not take the place of the individual one-on-one conversations and the individual city meetings and the little group one-on-ones. You getting yourself out to networking groups so you can let people know who you are and what you're doing, so we're not the best kept secret. 10 years later, 11 years, like, the fact that we are still kind of a secret is because of the industry we're in, right? We can't just market like, makeup. We're dealing with cannabinoids. We're dealing with the science. So we have to be careful of the claims and this and that. But it's so we can share authentically. We can share our stories, and those stories need to be told in small settings and then bigger settings. So I look forward to the day when we have thousands of people in the room like we have in the earlier days. That will happen. That will come, everyone. So now's your time to get your teams together, your people together, because it's going to happen. So better with you than without you.
Exactly. Thanks, Valerie. And another point on we're talking about sharing the knowledge. Yesterday, I think many of you missed a great opportunity to learn so much about not only how the products work, but also how to take them, how much to take. Marielle did a product presentation going through CBD, CBG, and the different combinations, and understanding the milliliters, the milligrams, and how a pipette of something is not the same as another product. So I got the big Pure Gold here, 1,000 milligrams. I take a milliliter of this or a pipette of this one. It's very different from taking the same from a smaller, more concentrated bottle. So we have to kind of know what we're taking and for what. And I think this is probably something where we could be better at sharing information as well as a company. So I think that's something we're gonna make sure we have some guidelines for the morning dose, the daytime, the evening. One of the things I've started doing now, inspired by you guys, is to actually be more. I have a schedule. So I usually I worked with supplements my whole life, and I'm very intuitive. I take what I want and need type of thing, and it changes. But now with our products, I've got my morning oils, I got my daytime oils, I got my evening ones, and it's super. So that said, we've got Jeff here. Jeff Lessard is also one of our original brand ambassadors, probably not very well known for many of you in Europe. Already got the question from somebody like, who is this guy? So I don't know if you are able to open up your even camera and
there
microphone.
He is. And open your mic. You're muted, Jeff.
Yeah, because I'm driving, I just wanted to wave to everybody. Debbie's here too, so she wants to wave and say hi.
There we go. Hi, Debbie. Hi, thank you for joining us. And so is your sound okay?
Yeah, can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah, we can hear you. So I was kind of hoping to get you guys, both of you, to share a little bit about your background, who you are, why you chose Kannaway, and what you can see on the market, like what's happening at the moment, and where does Kannaway fit into this whole picture of what's happening with health and CBD at the moment. Big question, but there you go. You can do it.
do you Debbie, do you want to share your background?
You know my background.
Well, okay, so Debbie's background is she was a registered nurse for 30 years. And so she was in the traditional world. I've kind of been entrepreneurial since I was a kid. And guys, network marketing works. And this right here, Kannaway itself, is, I believe, the greatest opportunity that any of us are going to get to experience in our lifetime. And the reason I say that was in 2016, we started on a journey together. And, there's some things that have happened in this world, and, but it's not what happens to you, it's how you deal with it. And this company has a amazing resilience to it. And I will also tell you that no other opportunity can precede this or be more important than this, because The thing that we talk about, cannabinoids, are the thing that feed our receptors. And those receptors are the thing that actually run all the major systems in the body. Without your major systems being fed by the endocannabinoid system, right from the word go, you're already running on a flat tire. That's how powerful this is. So next time somebody says something in the United States, just so you guys know, we're detoxing and we're using these elements to get these harmful chemicals out of our body. CBD is known to major chelator for these components. So you guys are sitting on top of something, but let me kind of share with you where I see this going. Your business will reflect the transformation you have and you bring to the world. Your physical body is the greatest gift that any of us have ever been given. Go represent Kannaway in such a way that people want to know what you're doing, because I've seen way too many network marketing companies in my 30 years in this industry, and all of them fall short because there's more people that show up out of shape, obese, to these events and say how wonderful their product's working, but we're a reflection of that product. There is nobody better than Kannaway, and this is why Debbie and I, when we came back to Kannaway. We were offered lots of other places and lots of other opportunities, but at the end of the day, this is what was right, and this is where we see the future heading, and literally, like Valerie says, becoming a top 10 global company like an Herbalife or an Amway, the billion-dollar babies. So hopefully that helped, Yanni.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Yeah, I like. I'm so happy to see you back, and like I hope everybody can hear how solid your message is. Like there's no question mark there. You know what you're talking about, and your message is crystal clear. So thank you so much.
You're very welcome, and I'll say this: you cannot transfer that which you've not experienced, guys.
Yep.
Live these products.
You have to live it yourself.
Yep, because if you don't, you can't transfer that to another human being. And right now, our world needs you.
Yeah.
And the combination of the detox is incredible. It's life-changing. I hope you guys get to do that.
So, yep, you guys have a wonderful day. We're so blessed to have you guys, and go out and share this amazing message with the world.
Thank you, Jeff and Debbie, and have a good, safe drive wherever you're going. And hope to see you later at a different occasion. We do want to talk more about detox. That's something we did talk a little bit about in the beginning of the year, and we kind of sometimes do as a general topic, and how CBD helps with it and so forth. There's been some programs and packages put together even for it, so it is a very much an active topic, and I think we'll get back on that as well and talk more about it. Now, during today's call, we have one more really exciting guest who's going to share with us. We're going to be launching 3 promos in Europe. They cover all aspects of the business. So there's retail covered, there's recruitment, and there's rank advancement. The 3 R's: retail, rank advancement, and recruitment. And there's something for everybody. Every single person who wants to do a little bit or a lot. And there is a lot on the table. Okay, so you can go and take a little if you want, or you can go after all of it. If you put all of it to work, if you activate all 3 promos personally or through your team, incredible things can happen. They work in tandem. There's a synergistic effect if you put it all to work. So we're going to be sharing highlights how that works towards the end. Tomorrow an email will go out with all the detail. I'm gonna put some of this stuff on our Telegram group tonight. The most important thing here now is to make a decision to put it to work. We are even generous on the time frames. So there's a double DSC there. The time frame is going to be generous for you to qualify and to then make use of that double DSC. But that's not the only thing here. So hopefully, and this is my intense desire, you're going to take this opportunity and not miss it. Regret is not a good thing. Taking action is a good thing. So next speaker is a healthcare professional in a sense as well, or he's got a scientific background. Let's put it more like that. It's kind of related. but in this wonderful field within the nutrition health field, and you also been to the US recently, spoke to a group of healthcare professionals that he invited very professionally, because I saw your communications going out there, to invite people to learn more about the endocannabinoid system. And I believe you're doing something similar also in Europe to kind of approach new people going after target groups which should be interested in the topic, in order to share the message with them. And we've seen this guy post a lot of content, a lot of great product content, as well as his wife does. So you're always creating valuable stuff, and I do encourage everyone to take the chance to listen to these live calls or the recordings. There's so much good stuff in them. So that said, Peter, Dr. Verdegem, welcome to our Kanna Live.
Thank you.
And so the topic today for you, we talked about this a little bit, is approaching this whole area of talking to healthcare professionals. We heard Debbie, a nurse for 30 years. We have a lot of massage therapists, and there's doctors and acupuncturists and so forth who are kind of in the Kannaway sphere. How do you approach this, and what do you what do you think about? Why is Kannaway relevant to them, and how do you go about talking this group?
Okay, thank you, Janne, for that opportunity. Yeah, I've been always interested in approaching next to the people that we all talk to on a daily basis, also healthcare professionals, and it's very obvious why. Because hey, in the United States, pure gold is in the prescriber's digital reference. Now, how many companies can say that products that they have in the network marketing field, so to say, are in that book? And in Europe, that book is not really well known because it's not a European book. But everybody on this call, this book is basically the Bible for doctors to know what to do, which products to use, right? So we're in there. That means something. That means that we are trusted by people who make that very careful selection. And that means that we should be proud of that, and put that under people who are professionals, healthcare professionals' eyes. And why is it that we're in there? Simply because we have so much proof that for specific things, the proof has been gathered that pure gold is very effective. And Valerie said it already carefully right. We, as non-healthcare professionals talking to customers, we cannot always talk about that. But healthcare professionals are different, because if you make the setting right, you can say everything you want because they're not considered customers, right? That is what the legal situation tells us to do. But we have that information, and we are in that book because we've done clinical studies. And some of you know that I'm involved. I've been asked by Kannaway to do a clinical study right now with our Sleep 3 product. We're almost ready. Next week, everybody will have finished their first month of product taking, and we have over 40 people taking the product Sleep 3, and that is another study that we haven't done before with one of our products into a specific area. So good, that's setting the stage. And I know everybody who is a distributor today wishes they had a doctor in their team, right? Because if you have a doctor in a team, you're going to be crown ambassador next month, right? That's what they think. And healthcare professionals around the world should have a look into this, because they're either getting asked by their patients, what is this about? I heard that CBD is good for my pain in my joints or for my other issues that I have, or they're interested in themselves because they are hearing more and more about it and getting curious about what it could mean for their patients. So there are two ways how they get pulled into the CBD story, and we gotta nurture that. We gotta feed them with the right information. And then, of course, there are doctors who think it's all bullshit, right? Let's be fair. There are also people who just don't want to have a look at it. But we gotta fine tune our message, partly, not only, but partly towards healthcare professionals. And let me give you some examples of things that I've been trying to do, mistakes I've made that I learned from. A couple of years ago, we did couple of healthcare professional events with Kannaway, one in San Diego, the other one in Fort Lauderdale in Florida. And that was your first attempt to get healthcare professionals listening to our story. We had Dr. Titus there, and we had sent out mailers to a lot of people like, hey, come and listen to us. And we have this great story about cannabinoids. And one of the mistakes that I learned that we made there is that we had too big of a mixed group. We had healthcare professionals, and then we had distributors from Kannaway. And that doesn't mix very well. Well, there are two reasons. First of all, if doctors are sitting in a room and next to them sits a Kannaway distributor with a Kannaway t-shirt on, waving the Kannaway flag, the doctors don't feel taken seriously, right? So doctors need to be talked to in a different way. They need to feel that they are among peers, right? Among peers. That's very important to them. And if you do that carefully, then you create a completely different environment. Second, what I learned is that a few weeks ago, you said it right, Jana, I was in Florida. I did my first trial for healthcare professionals. They're skeptical, of course, to come to an event like that because they believe that they're going to be sold something, right? And that is also, I think, with professionals in the healthcare arena, not a very good approach. What I decided to do is to come around. I didn't talk about Kannaway, not at all. I didn't talk about any business aspect yet, right? Hopefully that will come in the future, and I'll give you some pointers on that one too. But I had the idea, let's invite them to come to a roundtable discussion of cannabinoids and what do you need as a doctor to learn more about it? What are your concerns? How do you see it potentially be of use in your patient group? And what can we do as a company to deliver those needs that you have in a more profound and more professional way? And that is what opens up the door quicker. You know, we put them in the forefront. We're not going to stand on stage and talk to them. No, we are going to give them the forum to tell me in this case, because I was the only one, to tell me what they need from a company that provides cannabinoids. I think that was a better door opener. And so it's kind of a roundtable discussion. Now, the goal is to develop one-on-one relationship with those healthcare professionals. Then, of course, stepwise, get them to try the products in their patient group if they're open to that, and then eventually find a working relationship, hopefully that they sign up as a distributor. Now, signing up as a distributor can be a hurdle to some doctors because it depends on the legal environment in different countries. I used to work a lot in Germany. In Germany, it's somewhat easier. They have a whole healthcare professional group they call Heilpraktiker, and Heilpraktiker. They are healthcare professionals, but also business minded. They have a business, right? And that's of course an ideal environment to combine these things. Yes, good science, but also a way to make money. And in other countries, they may be much more reluctant in having seen anything to do with money making, right? That is completely, but okay, that is just the way it is in different countries. But there are different ways. And in Germany also, when doctor says, "Hey, I can't be seen to make money on your products," well, you have a secretary here in the office that makes your appointments. Have her or him sign up as a distributor, right? And several people do that, right? That they still believe that they can help their patients because that's where it starts. Help their patients with our products. But then on the side make money, but not them in the forefront, but somebody who works in the office. That was a workaround for many people in Germany. And that's why also today in Kannaway, we have quite a number of Heilpraktiker and pharmacists in Germany who are using our products. Now, and I want to copy that model in whole Europe, right? I want to do that same thing. I already started. I had a discussion here this week with a healthcare professional from Finland who is currently a brand ambassador. And we are the 20th of March, so it's in a month. We are doing our first event here in Helsinki on the same model that we did in Florida. And what I'm doing is I'm just inviting them for a roundtable discussion. Another learning I made, you think, okay, let's get healthcare professionals in the room. Don't mix them. I mean, initially in Florida, we had acupuncturists and we had chiropractors. They don't like each other. You don't want to have them in the same room. You have to make it as uniform, as homogeneous as possible, that group, because then they can really, talk openly, feel taken seriously, and then discuss their needs. I wrote the document that Jana was referring to, that basically I asked them questions. First, simple. Do you use cannabinoids? Do you believe in them? Why not? Why yes? What is missing? What is the legal requirements that you're facing? What kind of study results would you like to have? Those kind of things. And then I wrote that in the document as a beginning document. I'm going to do that every event that we're doing. So here in Helsinki, we're starting with acupuncturists. Initially, I was thinking again, acupuncturist, chiropractors, but that learning told me don't do that. Stick with acupuncturists. So in Finland, there are about 500 registered acupuncturists. They don't live all in Helsinki, because then I would need a big room. But I'm going to start around Helsinki doing that, and I can't expect 50 people to show up. That's unrealistic. I'll be very happy the first meeting that 4 people show up. Then I'm very happy, yeah, because that's how it needs to grow, and that's how they start taking it seriously. Now, I want to do that in every market in Europe, in principle, right? I mean, I can't do it everywhere the same way, but I will find local connections, because I need a local partner, a local distributor partner who wants to do that with me, to build that model out for the healthcare professionals. So that is what I believe in, and that is what I think can lead to very important professionalization of our product offering. And as a result, of course, those people can show up later on at our other type of events and give credibility once they have experience with our products in their own practices. I think that's a great thing. Plus, we're just finishing this sleep study, so I can use that as a vehicle to tell them, hey, we're also doing studies, and here's the latest study result. And that's how we build up this thing. So anybody on this call that says, hey, I want to do this too, contact me separately, and we'll work out something, because Finland is first, but Finland is just one of them, and I would love to get to, just as Mariel, to some more sunny weather, so we'll do it more south as well. So that's my plan. Yeah, that's my plan, and I strongly believe in that. So
yeah, good idea. Yeah, great stuff, and I really believe in that. I think niche marketing. There's so much huge opportunities for us in all kinds of areas, and especially like these are professions where they already have a need and the market for the products naturally. So, but also targeting specific types of practitioners, I think it's a very good idea. So you go after, like you say, acupuncturists first,
because the needs are very different. That's immediately, when I would talk to the chiropractor, first of all, he didn't believe in acupuncture. That's one thing. So then you're sitting with different kind of different people on the table. That's already a bad thing. But also their needs are completely different, and that was quite eye-opening. I mean, if we later on, I evaluated, of course, with different people in America, and they say if we knew this before, and we say exactly those things to the prospect acupuncturist, what the other acupuncturist told us, then it's so much fitting better right away with what their need is. And we all know about marketing, solving needs is the key to get customers in your business. And in this case, learning from that makes our message so much targeted and so much accepted.
Exactly. And you can actually, if you're listening to this and you think, well, this is not an area I feel so comfortable with, but maybe there are related areas where you do. Hairdressers, spa therapists, cosmetologists, football players, teachers. I mean, you can take this target group thinking to another area and go like, what kind of needs do they have, and where is the profit there? Because they exist everywhere. Bus drivers, they all have their own reasons why they should be taking our products.
Yes.
More safe bus drivers out there. Take some active applicator and stay sharp.
I just have a confession to make, because I just learned something from you. I was looking at my list of healthcare professions in Finland, and a couple were cosmetologists. And I was naively thinking, so they study the sky and how the stars are moving. But now I realized it's, of course, a different group of people that we're talking about, cosmetologists.
Yeah.
So like I do need to
cosmetics. That's true. All right. So I promised to talk about promos. So thank you, everyone, for sharing today. Great stuff. Really exciting. So let's go after everybody, but it's more effective when you go after a specific group of people, right? And here are some ways in which you are going to be rewarded. I have one more slide to share with you. Oops. And what did I do now? Close it. And I want to show this one. And the other ones I will just briefly mention. So, because you're already familiar with the PV promo, I'm sure. We've just upgraded it for this month and for next month, and it will help us boost also the other promos to kind of kickstart them. We just increased the percentages, so they gotta go from 10 up to 25%. And this is paid on the volume, so personal volume, and you get the percentage in euros based on that personal volume. Very, very simple. So if you do 2,000 points, you get 12% on that 2,000. So it's 240 euros minimum in extra commissions. And of course, all the other commissions always apply. The only thing with the PV promo is when you're earning a MIG, this doesn't pay on top of MIG. So depending on your MIG earnings, these earnings, it's gonna kind of pay extra. But this is a great opportunity of all those people who are maybe don't have a big team, so they are not earning maybe MIG or not that much big, but they have a lot of customers and they can earn a lot of money this way. So hopefully we can see some new records being broken in terms of PV and retail earnings from this. So up to 25% on your personal volume with a PV promo this month and next month. Second promo. I mentioned double DSC already. So this is when you enroll 3 people who get the value pack. Normally it's within 30 days, and then you have double DSC for 90 days. So it's the year of the fire horse, so we want to extend this throughout this year at least. So we want to give you double DSC until the end of the year, but also extra time to qualify. So what you're going to do is enroll 3 people on a value pack between the 1st of February and 30th of April. So you have February, March, and April to qualify in order to be double DSC qualified, get the double commission on those packs. Any packs in February, March, April, plus any packs until the end of the year. So that's a huge opportunity. With everything else coming throughout the year and so forth, a way to get prepared to make the most out of the coming promos and product launches and everything, the events, is to put yourself in a position where you get maximum benefit, and that's qualifying for double DSC. So if you're unsure of what kind of goals to set, well, here's one. Qualify for double DSC. Very clear, simple goal. 3 people value pack by end of April. Goal achieved. And then obviously you're gonna want to earn from that. So keep enrolling and get those double DSCs. Double DSC is always paid on top of MIG as well. So that's always extra money. Third promo, and this is really cool. We want to give everybody a chance to also get rank advancement commissions and to get your rank back. This is very generous because we're going to compare to January. You're paid as rank in January, and January was not the best month, right? Bit of a slower start. Better months are coming. So whatever rank you had in January, if you increase that rank, you're going to get a rank advancement commission, even if you've been to that rank before. So that's what we call reclaim your rank. Get your rank back. You're going to get the rank advancement commission. Not only that, it's going to be the full rank advancement commission, but you can also get the fast pace one. Okay. So this is the accelerated, we call it accelerated rank advancement commission. And there's some deadlines and time limits for it. They're also generous. But even if you've, so let's say you've been executive before, but in January you were a senior, you can get the rank advancement commission, but the accelerated pace one by going back to executive. So the email you're going to receive and the information we're going to post will have all the detail, the deadlines and so forth. And also director. So director only has an accelerated pace, right? So you have to do it within your first, 30 days to go director? We're going to give you, if you were not paid a director, if you've gotten your director rack before, but last month you were not paid a director, you can get the director one again. So you automatically qualify for fast pace by doing this accelerated pace. And you'll have until the end of next month to do it. Okay. So end of March for director. And for executive, for example, it's end of May. For area, it's end of June. Not only this, here's also one more extra kind of bonus for you. So if you haven't been to a rank before, so you're not reclaiming the rank, so it's the first time you do it, but you're outside of the time frame, okay? So you can't normally get the accelerated pace anymore because it was a year ago, 2 years ago. Now you can. It's as if you started today, as if you're kind of new, right? So let's say the highest rank you ever hit was director, and you go senior, you go executive, you go area, and you do it during these next 3, 4, 5, 6 months, you're gonna get the accelerated pace of rank as a commission. It's very, very cool. All of these run kind of until end of August in general, but there's a couple of deadlines for some of those ranks to get the fast pace, to get the accelerated pace. They're gonna be like March, April, June, and so forth. Well, I know for area it's June, for executive it's May, so you still have a lot of time to get this done. But combine all of these, right? PV promo, double DSC, rank advancement commissions for yourself and your group. So you put your whole team to work here, and great things are gonna happen. But because of all of this, obviously you want to come to Budapest, not only to celebrate on our Kanna Coffee award ceremony, but also to plan the future, to work with us to create the new leadership of the future, the new crown ambassadors and everything. So so that's kind of important. So come to Budapest in April, get your tickets. And next Kanna Live is 15th of March. And there we are. So details, I don't want to share all the detail now. You're gonna have to go look for it and start talking to your upline if you need help. Start talking to your group to get them going, and start talking to everybody out there in the world who needs to hear about cannabinoids, who is a healthcare practitioner or a bus driver, and who wants to earn some extra money. A lot of people need extra money now, and they need cannabinoids to their systems. So any last words? Anyone else? Chin?
Can I say something? I am just blown away. I hope whoever's on this line and whoever hears this recording, because I'm sure that you'll get it out there. I know it's, sometimes people can't get on. However, thank you so much, honestly, for just believing in all of us. Now, all of us need to take this and run with it. This is such a generous offer that you've put on the table, a combination of great segments of our business, our retailing, the leadership, the growing of the business, whether it's you're a retailer or a brand or you're building a team. Thank you so much for doing this, Yanni. If this is just a testament, everyone who's listening, of the field working with corporate in such an amazing way, that's the only way that we'll get to be a billion-dollar company. And I applaud you, Yanni, for being that leader at corporate to show us the way and having our backs in all this. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Valerie. And you got some great cash bonuses and all kinds of things going on in the US. Sometimes, promos are not always exactly the same, but there's, great things coming everywhere. So we're all in a good place. Yeah. And but these promos mean nothing unless you act on them, though.
You do it. You have to do it.
They might look great on paper, and you can say that paper and go look at it and, wow, that was a great promo. But unless it shows up in your bank account, it wasn't as great as it could be. So make it count. Make me pay you commissions. That's what I want.
Yes. If the company is giving us money, we need to have it, you guys.
We'll take it. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great evening.
Thank you.